It's
Now,
the
when
Paris
you were coming out
Chong
here, you came out here to, we
Show.
had a meeting, you were going to come to the gallery. And then I said, well, it's President's Day. So I'm going to be working at
Right.
working at home or whatever. And then it worked out that we could get into the studio today. So I'm really glad that you came in here. And I thought,
So
okay,
good.
well, I'm going to kill two birds with one stone and put you on the podcast and then talk about your photography because you wanted to come here to show me your photography.
Yeah,
Did you bring anything with you?
I did. Yeah, I mean, I have my laptop, so
Well, that's gonna be,
that's gonna
what
be
what
tough
we're
to
gonna
do
do
here.
is you're gonna send us some
Yeah.
images and then we're gonna pop it up in between your
Yeah,
show. So
perfect.
that'll be good. But I still wanted to see some stuff, but we still have time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so you're going out with Pearl Jam. Are you gonna be selling these prints on your website or do you have like permission to
Yeah,
do
I
that with the band?
do. I can do fine art prints. This is
Mm-hmm.
kind of my arrangement, and I haven't started that
Mm-hmm.
yet. Mainly because when a band uses your photos, there's holdback periods and things like
Yeah.
that. So, but it's all leading me to the place which I'm the most excited about. I think even more than selling fine art prints, which is doing a book.
Oh, great.
And that came from management and from the band. Said, "Hey,
Oh, that's gonna be a
would you
good,
want to do a book?" I'm like,
you're like a no
"Would I want to?"
brainer.
I mean, I
Yeah.
almost fell over again for the third time.
Yeah. And
So
have you done any books?
I've never done a book, so this is kind of new to me. And I'm a Leica person by
Mhm.
choice. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's took me years and years to get to
I
that
think
place.
everyone would be a Leica
Oh
person
my
by
God,
choice if it wasn't
it
for
just I
the
know
cost. I know they're not the cheapest cameras in the world, but they are the best made
they're the
quality
best.
cameras. They're like magic
It's
cameras.
I know, and
They
I
really are.
I I credit, the late great Jim Marshall,
I love
with,
I wish I would have met him.
me too.
I've heard from Amelia. He We would have got along great. But I work a lot with his estate. I
Yeah.
still sell a lot of Jim Marshall prints, and he sounded like such a character.
Oh
And
my
his
god.
work's incredible. And I've been really lucky to be able to sell Neil Preston and Jim Marshall at
Yeah.
Leica. So I kind
Yeah.
of feel like I have a lot of
Legends.
good stuff. Yeah, you know what? They are legends, and I try not to make it too much like a rock and roll gallery, but it does seem that our customers, for whatever reason, gravitate towards the music
Yeah.
photography.
Yeah, well, I would be crazy remiss if I didn't say Danny Clinch, because
Oh, I love you. We did a
Danny
show with him too.
yeah,
Yeah, he's amazing.
he's a great friend, and I mean, probably, honestly, my biggest inspiration in doing
Oh, that's
this.
good to know.
I met him about probably 12 or 13 years ago, and I had never seen a photo of Danny, so
He's good.
he's unbelievable, and he had the best advice for me going out on
Hmm.
this tour. We talked about it, and he was excited for me. Um, uh, he said, "Jeff, just be artful. Remember who you're doing this for. These guys are visual, and they're going to appreciate being artful." And I said, "I'm going to do my very best to do that." And he said, it's historic. You get to
Yeah,
capture
yeah.
a historic moment for this band.
Has he
And
worked with him?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Are
He's
they
he's
easy to
done
work
lots.
with?
They're great. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like they always say, don't meet your heroes, because you might be disappointed. And these guys are all great. I mean, they just are good people. They're grounded, positive. The whole camp too. And it's like the crew. I mean, I'm part of the crew.
Yeah.
And for me I mean, that's a badge of honor for me because these people don't leave. There's a lot of crew people who've been with the band from day
That's
one,
cool.
and they just are all there to put on the best show they can, from Eddie and the guys to a guy pushing boxes and catering and the
W
chefs and
so
like all these people.
so
It's
when you're
crazy.
on the road with them and you're supposed to be taking all their photos, do they expect you to do stuff behind the scenes just sitting on the bus or do only
I
stuff on
mean,
stage or do you do anything behind the scenes or is it mainly you're there during the
I've
concert?
done some behind the scenes stuff. It's not this is really like for the these are more photos for the fans,
Yeah.
and people. I mean, I've been to actually Nashville. I think this coming first show in Nashville, which will be in May 6th, I think it is, will be my 150th Pearl Jam show.
Jeez.
And
That's a
at that
lot.
point I probably will have shot better than a third of those, maybe half of those. So it's like, and I don't know how many shows they have. I should know, but
Starting from what year to now?
91,
Wow.
yeah, to now. So I mean, it's been basically a part-time job going to shows. And now I get paid to go to shows, which is like,
Yeah.
again, like it's just
Getting
bizarre, but
paid to do things is
it's
nice, isn't it?
so
You
great
have to pay
when
your dues and do a lot of things for
you
free, though,
do.
I know.
Yeah, you do. You do. That's
You
right.
do.
But these guys have never asked me to do anything for free, and they've
Yeah.
always been, like I said, I mean, just everybody there. I mean, management, the marketing people, the PR team, the band, obviously, the crew, everybody is just awesome.
Yeah.
And I couldn't say that if that weren't the truth. You
Yeah,
know what I
because there
mean?
are
Like
some,
it's
you hear this horror stories of some of these other bands that are just horrible, or the singers are divas and mean spirited and
yeah.
stuff. So it's nice. You're lucky.
Oh
You
my
get to
God.
work with nice people. I mean, I can't stand that just changes everything to work with someone who's just a
Hmm.
difficult person or
Hmm.
just not, a nice person or, it
I've
just makes
turned
everything.
down some big shows because I have heard directly from tour
Mhm.
managers like, I don't know if you
Oh,
want to do this.
I've passed on certain things because 'cause I've heard just horror stories about people. Because I mean, it's like sometimes you can't if it's like, higher ups are saying you have to do stuff, but there's been times when I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm not gonna open this can of worms." Like,
Right.
thank you, because work's supposed to be fun and enjoyable, and
Right.
it's supposed to make you happy. It's not supposed I just don't like to do anything that makes me stressed out, hence the wine.
It's the Paris Chong Show.